How we doing, guys? And it's finished. Arsenal 2, Paris Saint-Germain 0. First win, first 3 points on the board in the Champions League. And it was a bit of a mixed one tonight. I kind of say it in the sense that it was very professional. But at times we were very pragmatic. I felt that the first half we were really, really good. But we just lacked a little bit of control. I was watching it in that first 45 minutes and I was thinking to myself, we really miss Martin Odegaard. In these type of games and these type of situations, somebody that gets themselves on the ball and can find those little pockets and those little moments that we just feel like we're missing at the moment. The second half, I thought we dropped too deep. I felt we invited a little bit more pressure on. It could have something to do with the fact that we had to make a half-time substitution with Jury and Timber coming off. I hope that's not something serious because in the first 45, I thought he was exceptionally good. And then we had Kiwior at left back against Hakimi, who was just constant threat down that right-hand side. And then we had Calafiori playing on the right-hand side. And he had to deal with the likes of Bradley Barcola, who coincidentally didn't do anything. So, yeah, in that back four, we had 3 left-footed players, if you include Gabriel as well. But I just feel that at the moment, there's these little 15-minute spells in games at the Emirates where in the second half, we're giving teams a little bit of encouragement, shall we say. The first game against Wolves, if you remember, there was a little spell for 10-15 minutes in the second half where Wolves were getting themselves into the game a bit. The Brighton game, obviously the situation was that we went down to 10 men, but they had spells in there. And then, of course, we had the Leicester game where we were 2-0 ahead and then we go and let them, back into the game. I think the only one's probably Bolton, but I don't really count that as anything because the context of the game. But yeah, there just seems to be little spells. And in this spell, PSG hit the bar. But that said, we also had 2 really big chances ourselves. And, Martinelli had both of them. The first one, if that would have actually went in, that would have been an absolutely superb goal. The whole move was just beautiful. And then the second one, Donnarumma made a really good save. But, I just feel we were a little bit reserved. Maybe playing at 70%. That might have to, do with how much energy we put into Saturday, how much energy we put into, the last couple of weeks with those, away games and everything. So I get it because once again, it was the same starting 11. So nobody's really getting a rest at the moment. And yeah, it's a weird one that you win 2-0 against PSG in the Champions League and you're kind of sitting here picking out little faults. And I'm not trying to do that. I'm just trying to be objective in what I witnessed. And I'm sure everybody else that witnessed it as well will feel similar to the way that I'm thinking. And we're all happy with the win. We're all happy that we got the 3 points. It's nice. It's another clean sheet. We've beaten PSG. Regardless of the fact that it's not the PSG of years gone by, but they're still a very dangerous side. Very good young players in that team. Unbeaten in the French league. And it's their first defeat of the season. And they score goals. And we've been able to nullify that. And they've scored none. And yeah, they've only had 2 shots on target the whole game. Don't get me wrong. We only had 5. But yeah, it's just, I think maybe the levels that we've been accustomed to lately might mean that when we drop it to 70, 80%, we notice it. And it might not be what we all want. We want us to be, amazing and just going full throttle, 100 miles an hour. And yeah, in the first half, I thought we were really good. I thought we were really good, really controlled. We just lacked a little bit of control. First goal, brilliant cross by Trossard, brilliant header by Kai Havertz. And then the second goal, Bukayo Saka, another set piece. And listen, the way that people talk about our set pieces now, I'm starting to really see how much of an effect it's having on the opposition. They're really worried, and free kicks and corners to us right now feel like penalties. You feel like one's going to go in. And what was really telling about this is that I think we've become renowned for Saka delivering the ball round the back. But during the phase of where the players are, preparing and getting themselves ready, Gabriel was signalling to Saka and saying that he wanted the delivery flat. So it's obviously something they've worked on, and they're going to run across the line of Donnarumma, who I thought had an awful game, by the way, as well. And yeah, like I said, they've clearly worked on it. And listen, the delivery was exceptional. Exceptional. Any one of 2-3 players could have got a touch on it, but they didn't. And Donnarumma, he was, wrong-footed. And Saka gets his goal. And 2-0 is what we deserved going into half-time. And then I thought to myself, okay, second half, maybe have a little bit more control and get a third goal and it'd be all nice and whatnot. But it's not how it turned out to be. And yeah, it's the only thing that I can kind of pinpoint is that I just felt we played at 70%. Like we played in first gear. Like we didn't really overexert ourselves. It was nice for Moreno to make his debut, get some minutes in his legs. Some really good moments in there, some really good tackles as well. I don't get the Gabriel Jesus substitution. I really don't. Bringing him on, putting him up front, bringing Havertz into the midfield. I don't get that. I'd rather Wanyeri come on like he did against Leicester, play in that role. Havertz can stay up front. Gabriel Jesus right now is having a torrid time and he offers nothing. And you can see that he's very, very low in confidence. And just everything he doesn't really offer anything to the team. And I'm trying not to be overly critical of him because I like him. And yeah, for me, the substitution was just a little bit baffling. So listen, at the end of the day, we got the win. That's what's important. It's 3 points. First win in this new phase of the Champions League. One of the teams that we would have been playing that you look at and say, okay, this will be a difficult game. We got Southampton next in the Premier League at the weekend. I'd like to see some changes to that. I'd like to see Wanyeri come in and start for that game. It's going to be interesting to find out what's wrong with Jury and Timber. If he is injured and there's a little knock or whatever it might be, you've got to hope that Ben White is able to return. I think it might be quite fortunate that Tomiyasu is back in training as well, because I certainly don't want to see Calafiori out there, and I certainly don't want to see Curior at left back. Please, no. So yeah, look, listen, at the end of the day, we're being picky. But maybe we've been spoilt a little bit. But at the end of the day, it is what it is. We've just won 2-0 in the Champions League against PSG. 3 points in the bag, clean sheet. We move on. It's as simple as that. What's that now? 8 games in the season, unbeaten. I think it's 8 games, 6 Premier League games. No, 9 games. 9 games now. I think that's 6 in the Premier League, 2 in the Champions League, and then 1 in the Carabao. So 9 games. And we're unbeaten. And in the Champions League, we haven't even conceded a goal yet in 2 games. So, can't grumble, can we? So, yeah, look, listen. Let me know in the comment section what you thought of that game. Am I overanalyzing it? Am I being a little bit too picky? Or do you agree with what I'm saying? Just let me know. So if you're new around here, hit the subscribe button, smash a like on this video, and I will see you lot soon. I'm out of here.